Hello everyone, this is Heero Uzuki, and welcome to my Let's Play of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Now, this is a game I did a Let's Play over some time ago, but looking back on it, I'm not exactly impressed by it. You can tell that I'm not exactly that confident and lacking in experience. That, and I told myself that when I get back to Metal Gear, I would play the series in chronological order. And on top of that, we've got Metal Gear Solid Delta on the horizon, so I thought it was time to get back into the stealth genre of gaming. So here we go. What better starting point than what is arguably the best game in the franchise? Yes.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
The nostalgia. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? Can you see it? This may be the upgraded port onto the PS3, but this still looks fucking amazing.
Altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
No, but why
Still
wait?
showing a high pressure mass. Cap okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
I like that they explain what those military terms mean. That stuff went way over my head when I first played this. Or any Metal Gear game, now that I think about it.
Put out that cigar.
Why?
Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector.
I mean, besides the fact that smoking is bad for your
Put on your
health.
mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Sure he does. He's just actively pretending like he doesn't.
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Alright, alright. But seriously, smoking is bad for your health. Don't do it. And as I understand it, it's an expensive addiction, so that's another reason why you should stop.
Depressurization complete.
Or, you know, not
Checking
do it.
oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
It's amazing how quickly 20 minutes passes.
Sunrise.
What a view! It's too bad I don't get to savor this.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
Gee, thanks.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate bailout model.
This is one for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
Too bad it's not going into the history books.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
And time to drop. Awesome. Back when Kojima was with Konami and making kick-ass games for them.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the Virtuous Mission.
Virtual Mission?
No, the Virtuous Mission.
It sounded like you said
Future of our
virtual.
unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous Mission. Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
Doesn't it, though?
Don't get cocky, this isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well,
Well,
about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles.
mole people.
His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities.
It's not exactly top
He's
secret when we know
foremost
about it,
expert
though,
on
is
weapons
it?
Development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth
Yeah, I'm
was
just gonna say this now.
the
Burn your
proposal of
textbooks,
God.
use video games to learn about history.
The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin
That's how I learned
to
my
orbit
history.
was the A1, known as the
Oh,
Vostok
most of it.
rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
To make more rockets.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau. That's quite a success story. So why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid.
Crisis of
Call
conscience,
it a
then.
crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a
Hey,
mole
he's the
to
one
get
who
the
wanted to
family out
escape.
first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
But you won't find that in any
So
history
Unity on
books.
the eastern side
Shame.
was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked.
That's what you
him
get for being a pencil pusher
slowly.
your entire life.
It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the
Or,
research
you know,
facility in
a
the Soviet
nerd.
Union to Berlin. He was in no condition.
I shouldn't say that, I'm a nerd.
And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Damn that missile
October
crisis.
16, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The president demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down.
Of course they
Instead,
didn't.
placing
They're
their
stubborn.
armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff.
The threat of nuclear annihilation
Finally,
will do
on
that.
October 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba. And so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust.
Even if only barely.
In order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway.
It's never
They
so
had no
cut and dry.
strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So,
What
the
did
press.
Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
Rockets!
At the time,
Sort
we had
of.
no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from life.
Save you from what, sir?
Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same tech.
Same technology.
So
I
yes,
guess you're
he was
right.
just
We don't
making
know
more
the
rockets.
details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
Nice name.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
Just said
They
that.
moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility.
Would it have been, though?
This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
Back to the present, where we are currently free-falling. Don't try this at home, go to a friend's house.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino-Yarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
I remember this being the shit
If
when
we
this
don't
game
get
first
Sokolov
came
back
out.
before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis.
Weren't we already facing a
The
major
clock is
crisis?
ticking.
We just traded one crisis for another.
Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the
Nice.
recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The power of
Surface
Fulton.
to air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
And the next game puts
Take
it
it
into
easy.
practice.
It's been combat proof.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So it'll be fine if he hasn't been stuffing his
Planning
face.
on going over the border in a single combat Talon?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
We never get to
Even
see
with the
that.
fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
Yum.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast,
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
It's easy for you to say. You get to stay on the plane. Brace yourself, we're still going to be watching and still listening. Ah, my stuff. I'll give you a 9 for the landing. Should I bump it up to a 10? Yeah, we can just drop it here. No one's gonna find this. Show the face. Show the face. There we go. Alright, now we're gold. Now we are Snake. Still just watching right now.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in.
Then why are you
From here on
calling?
out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
That
You're
makes me
not
feel
to mention
dirty.
Your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't
I'm
know
sure
if I'd
you
ever
are.
order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
Again,
about
that's
you,
easy for
Major?
you to say.
What should I call you?
Jerk.
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom.
What a boring sounding
This
name.
will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy.
Sneaky, like a
You must
snake.
leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site.
Why?
That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
You're making me feel dirty. Stop
Great.
it.
Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Is there,
Gotcha.
though?
Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food.
But will we
You'll
be
also
here
find some
long
medical
enough to
supplies
use
in your
that?
backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
Unfortunate, I know.
I see. Well, you better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button.
Major, why are you talking like we're in a
I'll be
video
monitoring
game?
your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship.
We're already violating the
My
airspace,
frequency
dude.
is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you.
Even though you said
You
someone
need to
might be
talk to
listening
me,
in.
Use the send function.
All right.
Okay, Snake, go get
All
your
right.
backpack.
I still got the knife, so that's something. Ah, there we are. Life meds. Drugs. Don't do drugs, they're bad for you. Thank you. Mosh mosh.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose weapon from the
Major,
backpack.
you're still talking like we're in a video
Your
game.
available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Oh, great. Now he's got me
Yep,
doing
that's
it.
right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop.
Will I be
Your
out here
stamina
long
gets
enough to
too low,
notice?
It'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun.
Apparently.
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches
That was
zero,
quite a
the
change
noise
for me
suppression
from
effect will be
MGS 1
gone.
and 2.
So don't get too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Yeah.
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same
You don't
goes for
exactly
bullets
see
and
me
cartridges,
dropping
too.
a squat, do
Your
you?
presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake,
Stealth.
in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
No
Then I'll just
pressure,
have to
right?
Take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose.
Cyanide.
SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
A way to kill
Use it if
myself.
you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember
Great.
that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
No
Right.
one's helping me.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct.
Shit.
The mission rests entirely in your hands.
No pressure,
You're
right?
a one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Gee, that helps.
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance.
Still
The
just
first member
watching,
of the
still
support
just
team will be
listening.
in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data.
He's
There's a
still
member
talking
of
like we're in the
Fox as
game.
well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Aren't you gonna come down
Are
here
you going to tell me
in your
yours, Mr.
parachute?
Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular
Yeah.
Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
Very funny.
I just said
I
that.
wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserve
He's still
save
talking
frequency.
like we're in a video game.
140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
And he's got me doing
That's
it.
right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
And that is?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you?
Rings
a
the
legendary
bells.
soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
Boss is?
Mommy?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
You tell me.
Boss?
That's right. It's me. Talk to me.
So much about her is
Let me hear
unknown.
your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
Damn.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission.
The same excuse all the
You didn't
time.
need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier?
Yeah, like
I
those
can't teach
badass
you that.
macho men from those 80s
A
movies.
soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And
Wait.
the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing.
Are they?
I
Are
can't
they?
teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield.
Dark,
And
but
politics are a
true.
living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given.
Or
It's
she.
not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly
We're
true
all
if he's a career
tools.
soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends.
Ouch.
Only the mission. You follow the
Friendless.
orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun.
What's the
There's
difference?
a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The
No.
president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country.
For better
so there's
or
no
worse.
such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
Ow.
That's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right.
I thought you were gonna say
Your
call her
code name
you
is Snake.
son.
It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit. A group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world.
How nice.
Got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes,
It's good to hear your voice again.
same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake,
I'm sorry.
you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
We've spent more than 5
CQC.
minutes just sitting here
Close
talking.
quarters combat, huh?
Just want to
I've been
point
in
that out.
Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
All the way
My
in the Arctic.
frequency
That's
is
cold.
141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov.
I believe we've already been over that.
Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Already been over that too. Let's get on with it.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Well, I'm trying, but it's been a while since I played a Metal Gear game. So long as no one knows that that's a tranquilizer, I'm sure I can threaten them with it.
Commencing Virtuous Mission now.
Okay, now we can get going. Let's put you to sleep. Put you to sleep. Just, don't want them taking any swipes at me. Not even a full minute and already another cutscene.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
And they have real
Probably
guns.
KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Real weapons.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law.
You might have already mentioned
Now, let
that.
the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
Yeah.
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting camouflage from the survival
The
viewer.
Major's got the boss
The
speaking like
uniform
we're in a
option
game.
lets you pick your uniform, while the face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if
What are you
crawl
implying?
instead,
That I'm an
you
idiot?
should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index. The camo index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa.
Like a real
The
snake.
key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Righto. So let us make like a snake. And be at least mostly invisible. Mostly. No, you can't see me. Yeah, I suppose we could just put a tranquilizer in his head and run along. Are you sure I can't bump that up just a little bit more? No? I'm gonna try not to make that a habit. You know, just knocking out everything and everyone I come across. I'm sort of just doing it here to get things moving along. You see nothing. Yeah, I expect to see this a lot. Much better. And again, expect to see more of this. Even though apparently we don't need it right now. Just keep sneaking. Like a snake. I like how the camo changes still will apply even during cutscenes. Hello. That is the face of a man who has mischief in mind. And can you blame him? And... run! Run, you bastard, run! Oh. Better. Even if I am standing straight up. Run! All of you run! We want to run ourselves because they will come back eventually. Another cutscene. And more talking.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump.
No kidding. Is this really where you go to hide people?
Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight.
And they somehow cannot see me.
Around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
So
Be
the
careful.
only room.
Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. And do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Noted.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
That you have
That is-
scones?
Sorry for being so late.
Oh.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Preferably without arousing suspicion. Or being spotted. Can we bump that up just a little bit more? No. I can't help but feel like I can bump that up just a little. Oh, there we go. There we go. Probably because I'm thinking of my my last game. My save file from the last time I ran this, where I have the ends camouflage pattern. I can actually get 100% camouflage rating with that. That's right, keep walking. Keep walking, you stooge. No, I want the motion detector on. There is one guy in there, and I'd kind of like to know where he is. Oh, I'm sticking out like a sore thumb here. I don't like it when it gets to the 50 percentile range. Seriously, can we not bump this up just a little bit more? It's making me nervous. Damn, I thought that was him. Shush. Shh. Shh. Go to sleep. Stay asleep. Here we are. Just trying to remember if there was a third guy here or not. Burning stuff, huh? Looks important. Want any help with that?
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men?
Whoever that is.
You'll never get it from me.
Why not just toss him in there from the beginning?
I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
I know I don't look it.
I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He has
He
scones.
said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word.
If you say so.
But we've got no time for this. You'll have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of Gru. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt?
Never heard of
Never
him.
heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West.
And that's rubbed the
Despite
extremists the
resistance and
wrong
criticism
way.
from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
I'm telling you, just burn the textbooks, use the video games.
Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812.
Is it really
known
a secret
as
if you
the
know about
Prime
it?
Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power. The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside.
And here I was thinking they were just
Their
here for a
orders
secret
were to
get-together.
prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come. I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
I only promised to try.
Leave it to me.
By the way, your Russian is superb.
Russian? Thought I was speaking English here.
Speak it.
From my mentor.
Is that so?
Yup.
America is truly a frightening country.
You have no idea.
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Alright, hold on. Need to make a call.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work.
But it looks
Snake.
like he might
Now
wet
hurry
himself
up and
at any
get
moment.
Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the sentries?
No one spotted me.
I had to knock
I
two
see.
of them out.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
You lost contact with Mommy?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
And another cutscene. More watching, more listening. Are you surprised yet? You stand out like a sore thumb. And I thought I did. What are those hand gestures? I gotta ask. Is he trying to collect his chi? Is he trying to use Kamehameha? That's not how you do it. Peekaboo, I see you.
Freeze!
Says who? Oh. Them. How do we not notice them?
So this is the legendary boss.
I'm sorry, who?
Huh?
A gun-twirling aficionado.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
You see those spurs? He's no soldier, he's a cowboy. Just differently dressed.
He's the Ocelot commander.
That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
He's styling right now. Let him have this moment.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
That sounds like trouble. Why did none of you think to take a shot at him? You heard the first gunshot. Okay, now he's just showing off. So he gets 2 bullets while the others get 1? How generous.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
What tipped you off? Get low of this shit.
GRU operatives!
What is that stance? Huh. That gun.
What about it? Yeah, laugh it up.
If you're not the boss, then die.
Having a little problem there? Run.
Major! Leave it! Shoot the other one!
He said shoot, not rush me. What a waste. What's stopping you? Love to see that throw. Don't worry, give him a moment. Give him a moment. The drugs are kicking in. The sedatives, the tranquilizer, it's kicking in. And there we go. There you go. I fixed your gun for you. You're welcome.
Impossible. You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Huh? Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
You were getting your ass handed to you before. What makes you think that this would work? Besides, just dispensing some advice here.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good. Just pretty good.
Pretty good.
Nap time. And now we need to make another call. Great. We are watching and listening more than we are actually playing.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you alright?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov
Well, I
ran off
would,
by
but we're
himself,
sitting here talking.
I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Where have I heard that before? Sorry. I know he's dead, but sorry. So sorry. Damn it. I promise that's not on purpose. Remember there being some camo around here. I thought I'd go ahead and pick that up real quick. Otherwise, I'd have to wait until a new game in order to get it. I'm still sticking out like a sore thumb here. And we don't need to worry about sneaking around anymore, so we can just go ahead and throw that on. Or maybe it's Operation Snake Eater that I'm thinking of. That, the other camos here. Just take the face paint off. Eat it. Here, you can have this. We're gonna lose it anyway. Well, I hope you guys enjoy your lie down. I've, got stuff to do. By which I mean see another cutscene, listen to more talking, yada yada. You didn't get very far, did you?
You okay?
Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best GRU has to offer. They're coming for me. I'm finished.
Calm down.
I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
I know you can't see them, and that makes them largely unreliable, but...
That's what you
Jeebus.
build.
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBM.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain.
Oh, yes. And without
Terrifying,
support from
isn't it?
friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo.
Before there was Metal Gear, there was this. Kind of impractical, isn't it?
Finished.
No, this is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war.
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die.
Who does?
I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly.
I only promised to try.
They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go.
Don't look over the side. It's better for you. I said don't look. He listens so well. Oh look, fog. That's ominous.
Boss?
Mommy? Ah, don't rock the boat.
Good work, Jack.
You're welcome?
Sokolov comes with me.
You got some bugs right there. Oh, Jesus.
Hornets.
This makes me think of the horde of locusts from The Courage of Cowardly Dog. What I want to know is how did that get there without us hearing it? Just curious. Sorry, looks like you were captured again.
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that
Creepy.
all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself. It's raining blood.
Is it? I can't tell.
Is he crying?
It's a ghost.
Kuwabara.
I'm sorry, could you try again in English, please? Or did you mean Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho?
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
That name sounds familiar. Where did I hear that?
Boss, what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union.
I'm sorry, run that by
Sokolov is a
me again?
gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads. These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras.
Child, but I've got a bearded stash going right now.
He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Think you can pull the trigger?
Well, I would, but the cutscene won't let me. Ow. Ow.
He's seen my face.
Yeah, it looks kind of ugly if I'm honest. What happened to your face? I know, probably the wrong time to be asking that question.
If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished. He must die.
How about no?
He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
So why are you offering your hand? You gonna fix my broken arm for me? Ow. Long way down. And right into the drink.
The new blood has been rejected.
Shut up. I wasn't rejected, I just decided not to join. It's hard to swim with a broken arm.
Are we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
How do I know about what's going on here? I was just tossed over the side of the bridge.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
And here I am, lying broken and beaten. I'm a downright mess. Picked a bad time to call. Very bad time.
Snake, can you hear me?
Yeah, just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move?
How do you know I'm so badly broken and beaten? Do you have
Got to get
nanomachines?
those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it. Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
With a broken arm?
Major. The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First, open the survival viewer with the start
no,
button.
now she's talking like we're in a video game
if you
again.
select Cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button, and surgical treatment using the weapon window button.
This is one of the
Your
low
injuries
points of the
include a
game.
fractured left elbow and rib bone, and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen.
Ow.
They need to be fixed using surgical treatment. Move the healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item, and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages.
Whatever
Watch
happened to
here.
fixing up my wounds with a good old-fashioned
For
ration?
lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely.
Should.
Understood?
Yeah.
Stay with me. Go into the survival viewer and treat those wounds.
I promise this is the longest part of the LP. This is the longest one we're going to have. I just, really, really did not want the Virtuous Mission broken up into 2 parts. It felt like it was going to take too long. There, done. Ow. I felt that. I'm a mess right now. Don't look at me.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon.
How do you know where I am? Do you guys have nanomachines? Hi, how's it going? Oh no, they have the super secret ultimate nuclear weapon.
Shagohod.
Hi, a little help. Kinda can't walk right now. Still feeling a little defeated, dude. Someone's acting like a child with a new toy. A very evil child with a dangerous new toy.
Excellent. A great success. Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
What are we going to do with the girl?
How do we know about this?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her.
Oh my.
Not so fast, my dear. A kiss of death.
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her. She has spunk.
Seriously, how do we know about all of
Take
this?
her back to the base.
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Not his fellows, apparently.
Colonel!
This is why we don't give evil children such dangerous toys. Could you maybe have dropped that a little closer? Not that. I didn't mean that. Pretty sure they can see that one from orbit. It's not a pretty sight, is it? Okay, and with that, we're going to go ahead and stop here while the stopping's good, and before this gets any longer than it already has. Seriously, this is the longest part that is going to be for the LP. I apologize for that. Didn't want to split up the Virtuous Mission. So, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, long as it was, then consider hitting the like button, the subscribe button, leaving a comment, and hitting that bell to stay updated with more videos from me. With that, this is Heero Uzuki, signing off. Long indeed. Forgot just how much watching and listening I would be doing. Nah, who am I kidding? I knew exactly how much watching and listening there was.